Hello students, this is our chapter Neural Control and Coordination part 1. So we all know that human body has several organs. These organs cannot perform their functions independently, so each organ depends on other organs. In order to maintain normal physiology, functions of these organs must be coordinated so that they can work in proper manner. This is called coordination. Means coordination is the process by which two or more organs interact and complement the functions of each other. So we'll study about neural control and coordination in this chapter. And in this lecture, we'll be taking neural system and structure of neuron. Let's study. First of all, let's understand what the coordination is. As I have told you, coordination is the process through which two or more organs interact and complement the functions of one another. I'm taking an example. When we are doing physical exercise, the energy demand is increased for maintaining an increased muscular activity. The supply of oxygen is also increased. The increased supply of oxygen necessitates an increase in the rate of respiration, heartbeat, and increased blood flow via blood vessels. So when physical exercise is stopped, the activities of nerves, lungs, heart, kidney gradually return to their normal conditions. Thus, the functioning of muscles, lungs, heart, blood vessels, kidney, and other organs are coordinated while performing physical exercise. In our body, the neural system and the endocrine system both are jointly coordinate and integrate all the activities of the organs so that they can perform in a synchronized manner. It means that neural system and endocrine system means hormones present in our body work in a integrated manner so that their function is in synchronized manner. The neural system of all animals is composed of highly specialized cells, which are called neurons, which can detect, receive, and transmit different kinds of stimuli. Stimulus, singular, and stimuli is plural. The neural organization is very simple in lower invertebrates. For example, in Hydra, it is composed of a network of neurons. The neural system is better organized in insects, where its brain is present along with a number of ganglions and neural tissues. So the vertebrates have a more developed neural system. Now we'll study about the neural system. There are different types of neural system. So first of all, human neural system is divisible into two main parts. That is called central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system means it is a hollow dorsally placed structure lying along the mid-dorsal axis of the body. It comprises brain and spinal cord. And the brain is lodged in the skull, while spinal cord is enclosed by vertebral column. So next one is peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. The nerves arising from the central nervous system constitute the peripheral nervous system. The nerves originate from the brain and spinal cord and are called cranial nerves and spinal nerves respectively. So you all know how many cranial nerves and how many spinal nerves are present in our body. We have studied in 10th standard. So next, a peripheral nervous system is again divided into two parts. It's called somatic neural system and autonomic neural system. So, somatic neural system is the system includes the nerves supplying the skeletal muscles. Thus, the somatic neural system controls the movement of our body by acting on skeletal muscles. And autonomic neural system, it controls and coordinates such organs which are under involuntary control. Means we have no control on those organs. So this is otherwise called involuntary neural system. It is further classified into sympathetic and parasympathetic neural system. Sympathetic and parasympathetic work in antagonistic manner. Means अगर एक कोई काम करता है तो दूसरा उसके उस काम को रेक्टिफाई कर देता है. तो इसी तरह से हमने अभी पढ़ा कि सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम इज डिवाइडेड इनटू ब्रेन एंड स्पाइनल कॉर्ड एंड पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम इनटू सोमैटिक न्यूरल सिस्टम, autonomic neural system, and then again let's study about these parts in detail. The central nervous system includes the brain and spinal cord, you know, and is the site of information processing and control. And the peripheral nervous system comprises of all the nerves of the body associated with the central nervous system. So the nerve fibers of peripheral nervous system are again of two types, afferent fibers and efferent fibers. Afferent fibers are the nerve fibers which transmit impulses from tissues or organs to the central nervous system. Means जो कि stimulus को organ से brain और spinal cord की तरफ ले जाते हैं, and the efferent fibers are those fibers which transmit regulatory impulses from the central nervous system to the concerned peripheral tissues or organs. The peripheral nervous system is divided into somatic neural system and autonomic neural system. Autonomic neural system is further classified into sympathetic and parasympathetic neural system, as I have told you earlier. A neuron is a structural and functional unit of the neural tissue and hence the neural system. Certain neurons may almost equal the length of the body itself. The neurons with longer processes, means projections, are the longest cell in the body. Human neural system has about 100 million neurons. Majority of neurons occur in the brain. Fully formed neurons never divide and remain in interphase throughout their life. So, shortly after birth, new neurons do not develop. Certain neurons have flask-shaped cytons and are called Purkinje cells. So, the neuron consists of main cell body and cytoplasmic processes arising from it. So, in the diagram, you can see from the cell body, many dendrites are coming out, then axon is present, and then nerve endings are present. Let us study about this in more detail in the next diagram. The cell body of neuron contains cytoplasm with typical cell organelles and certain granule bodies called nasal granules. Nasal granules are the only structures which are present in the neurons. Short fibers which branch repeatedly and project out of the cell body also contain nasal granules and are called dendrites. These fibers transmit impulses towards the cell body. So from the cell body arises a axon. Axon is a long fiber, the distal end of which is branched. Each branch terminates as a bulb-like structure. You can see presynaptic terminal or synaptic knob, which possesses synaptic vesicles containing chemicals called neurotransmitter. Acetylcholine. I will study about neurotransmitter later in the next slides. The axon transmits nerve impulses away from the cell body to a synapse. What is synapse? Synapse is the space present between two neurons or a neuromuscular junction. Based on the number of axon and dendrites, the neurons are divided into three types: multipolar, unipolar, bipolar. We'll study in the next slide. And the wall of the membrane of the neuron is axon is myelated or non-myelated. The myelated nerve fibers are enveloped with Schwann cells which form a myelin sheet around the axon. The gaps between two adjacent myelin sheets are called nodes of Ranvier. Myelated nerve fibers are found in spinal and cranial nerves. Unmyelated nerve fibers is enclosed by Schwann cell and that doesn't form a myelin sheet around the axon and is commonly found in autonomous and somatic neural systems. Let's study different type of neurons present in our body. First of all, in the slide you can see bipolar neurons. Bipolar neurons are having two processes, means one axon and one dendrite. So these are present in retinal cells, olfactory epithelial cells. Retinal cells are present in the eye. The innermost layer of eye is called retina. So there these are present. Next is unipolar cells. Unipolar cells are basically cell body with one axon only. These are present in embryonic stage. And next one is multipolar neurons with one axon and two or more dendrites may be present. Examples are cerebral cortex. This slide is about structure of neuron, which I have told you earlier. Now I am telling you about nasal granules. Nasal granules are basically irregular masses of rough endoplasmic reticulum with numerous attached and free ribosomes and polysomes. Nasal granules probably synthesize proteins for the cell. And dendrites, you all know, dendrites are the projections which are coming out from the cell body. These fibers transmit impulses towards the cell body. Axon is elongated fiber of the cell body and end is branched into nerve endings. Then synaptic knob is present, which is end of branched axon as a bulb-like structure which causes synaptic vesicles. Synaptical vesicles which contain chemicals which are called neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter are the chemicals which take part in transfer of messages to other neuron.